Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So firstly we have add a new import a new theme. Go to the my sample data and click on this vector file, save taluk.ssp, click start. Okay. Now add my theme on my window. Okay. Now I want to make polygon to the point. Click on this polygon to the point. Select the taluk name, method centroid point and name it centroid. Centroid is already exist. Okay. So go and click on this add theme centroid. So this is another one. Yes. Remove. Gives a name X, Y, Z. Yeah. Polygon to the point completed successfully. Close and add this theme name XYZ. Now my polygon is now converted into a point theme. So using this polygon to the point theme, we can convert our polygon into the point theme. So also in the theme there are various other options. Means if you want to know the create boundary option, this will create your boundary in a particular GUI. Also if there is an invalid object in your theme, so you can also find invalid objects. Find no invalid objects is here. You can generate the stats based on any particular field, either it is area, parameter or any other field. Also you can generate the reports using this summary stats. Firstly you have to select the theme name and on the basis of which field you want to generate the stats, you can select them and summarize. As you click on summarize, all the stats are generated here and you can also export these stats. If there is a no projection in your theme or vector data, you can also define the projection system using this define projection. You can defining by the giving it's a projection by select projection system, either it is a projected coordinate system or geographic coordinate system or custom projection system, or you can give it from your any particular theme or any particular image. So in this theme we have seen all the theme management related options: create theme, add theme, delete, renaming and removing. Also in this annotation we have seen the auto labeling and dynamic label, where we can give the labeling, add labels, remove all labels, label on and off options. We can also have the legend creator and symbology management. With also we can see the attribute table. From this attribute table info tool, query builder, on using this query builder tool we can generate the queries. We can also apply various overlay and geoprocessing analysis over our themes. Also, we have some few other operations like generation of the stats, projection system, finding invalid objects, create boundary, polygon to point. Now the one is create point theme from XY. This option is used for the any theme which is in Excel format or table format. So for using this tool, we have to firstly import our table on our database. So go on the file menu and import option and click on the table. As you click on the import table, there is a option of browse. You can just click on this and go to particular file data drive. You have the options either .dbf file format, .csv, .xls or .mdb. Just click on a particular file format and you see here are the various CSV files. Click on just one and open. As you click on import, your CSV file is imported successfully. Go to the create point theme from XY from this theme tool module and click on this. As you click on, it's ask you about the particular table which you have imported. Click on this and define the X and Y field, latitude and longitude field. Just give its X and Y fields and giving the name of your theme. Click and click on OK. Completed. Now go to the add theme button and click on click. As you click, now a point theme which is in the table format is now open in your IGS software window. That is the kriging. You can also see the attributes which are associated in this krig. This is name, location, XY, others parameters information. So using this create point theme from XY, you can import a particular table and open it as a point theme in IGIS. Some others operations are in database. We have already discussed about the edit table structure, field calculator, area and parameter updation. Some few are the join table operation. So now we discuss about the join table tool. For this, we have two themes. One is Taluk GCS polygon theme, another is Taluk point GCS. It is a point theme. See the attribute table. It's Taluk attribute GCS polygon having the attributes OGC field ID, ASCII ID, area and perimeter, while our point theme having the attributes of Taluk name, Taluk code and Taluk ID. Now I want to join these two tables into a single table. So just click on this join table and theme name is point GCS. Select the field on which basis you want to join the table and click on a particular table which you want to join. So just click on this Taluk GCS and select the field of table to join. Click OGC FID. Also the options are all you want to join all the records or matching records or some hard join. So I click on this all records. I want to join all the records of first table to the another table and click on OK. Join successfully. Now go to the attribute table of this Taluk point GCS, from where we have joined the Taluk GCS, and go on to the show and hide fields and click on OK all the fields, and you see all the parameters, all the attribute information of Taluk GCS polygon theme is now joined with the Taluk point attribute table. You can also check it here. Taluk GCS having the information of area and parameter with OGC FID and SKY ID, which is now joined with the Taluk point theme. All these area, parameter, SKY ID and OGC FID are joined with this table now. So this is the join table operation. You can also have the facility to remove all joins which you have joined. You can also find and replace any particular field in the table. This is called the join table, where all the attributes of a particular one theme is now joined with the table of another theme, which is attribute based joining. But if you want to join geo tagged based, means geo referenced based, spatial based joining. So for spatial based joining you have to go to the geo processing and spatial join. This spatial join will join your table spatially with the other table which are exist in a particular location. So in this spatial join geoprocessing operation, you can join spatially associated features within a single theme. So I will show you how you do this spatial join. Just go, I have selected two themes. First is Taluk GCS exported and Taluk Centroid GCS. One is the polygon theme and another is point theme. Just click on this spatial join and select source theme. Suppose this is my Centroid GCS export and these are the fields. You can also check by using this attribute table info. Yes, area, parameter and this, and also check the attribute table of point theme. Now go to the spatial join, select your polygon theme and destination theme where you want to join. So this Taluk Centroid GCS and method either contain, intersection, overlay. Now I select contain method and click on OK. As I click, attribute transfer completed successfully. Just go and check the attribute table of your destination and so on this table all the attributes of polygon theme is now go to the spatially joined with the destination table. So this is called spatial join, where join is based on the spatial location based information, while database join table is based on the attribute based joining. This is called join table and spatial join. So these are the few vector based analysis which is useful in our GIS project. If we want to digitize a particular application field, we can digitize it in a multiple themes. Like if we want to apply our application in the urban planning, we can apply it as various themes. We can digitize it in vector data like road vector data, polygon vector data, park and utilities, and then we can join one theme with the another, we can union them, we can clip one theme to the another theme, we can have the overlay analysis where we can find out the containing features which are contained in both the themes. So by digitizing all your application areas using this raster image and draw feature tools, you can digitize your imaginary and use it as an application. I show you a one example of Lucknow area utility map. This is Lucknow area utility map. Here you can see the various categories. I show the attribute table of this Lucknow region where we have area information, area name, perimeter, category. These categories are village area, river, development area, green area. Various are the application categories are here. Now I am categorizing these into the zone category, means we have categorized into the agriculture or vegetation cover, residential, public utilities, transportation, water bodies, and all these. Now I can show it using the legend creator and in a different legend. You can see here all the agriculture or vegetation cover are represented by the red color, all the industrial area are represented by this yellow color, all the public utilities are in the green color, residential area are some brownish color, and water bodies are dark green color. So this is the use of GIS digitization, GIS application in urban planning, urban utilities mapping. So for this we have to firstly we have the requirement of raster image, either it is in a sentinel data or it is a Landsat data. You had requirement of your raster data, and then you have to digitize each and every feature which are visible in your imagery and digitize it, and after the digitization you have to apply various analysis over your digitized vector themes, and then you can generate the legends, you can give him the labels, you can define it into the different categories using this field calculator, and you can also show the area of particular zone, particular category. So this is all over the vector based analysis, means theme based analysis over IGIS, from field module to the draw feature module like field, edit, display, tool, theme, database, and draw feature. These all modules are useful in the theme based operations or vector based operations. Now I come to the part of image and image processing. So this is the overall about the vector data. Now we come to the our raster data, how we analyze our raster data, how we upload our raster data, and how we perform various operations of raster data on our image, our raster data. So go on to this image module, and from here we have seen the first module is first tool is the add image. From this you can add your image. So by clicking on this you just select your data from your drive, Just click on it and okay. Now our raster data is open now. So as we open our raster data, various other modules, other tools of image are now open. So as we open our raster data, the very first thing is to know your image. What is your image, what it contains, what is its data is containing, how it looks, what is its size, and all the stats information. All the things is important for the further analysis. For image processing, you have to, very first thing is to know your image. If you know your image properly, then you can do any analysis. Either you want to classify your image or you want to do any indices information or any type of normalization. So to go on to this raster image, click on right click and you go to the image property. Click on the image property. It show you various image related informations. General information means width of your image, height of your image, number of bands. These, it is called the spectral resolution of your image, file type, data type, image type, layers, number of layers, and others stats informations. Also you have the pixel size. The pixel size of this image is 5 meter. So the very first thing in image processing is to know the which type of image we want to use. There are the 4 type of the resolution in image. These are the spatial resolution, spectral resolution, radiometric resolution, and temporal resolution. The spatial resolution defines you the size of pixel, the smallest unit which you can read in your image is defined its spatial resolution, that is also called the pixel resolution. And here the pixel size is 5 meter. Is that mean the spatial resolution of my image is 5 meter, and the number of bands which are associated in a particular image is known as its spectral resolution. Is that mean in which number of bands you have got the information of a particular region by the imaginary, that is known as spectral resolution. Here the number of bands are 3. Is that mean my spectral resolution of the image is 3. Okay. Now another two resolution are the radiometric resolution and temporal resolution. The radiometric resolutions tell you the number of gray scales available in your image. That is 8. If your data is 8 bit, then it is a 256 gray level, that is called the 8 bit radiometric resolution. If your data is 10 bit, then there are 1024 gray level, that is defined your 10 bit radiometric resolution. And the last resolution is the temporal resolution. The temporal resolution defines the number of days when a particular satellite revisit a particular location at a particular time. That is defined the temporal resolution of our satellite. So when we go for any analysis, for any application, either in the field of agriculture, either in the field of urban planning, or in the geology or water resource management, or any type of applications related with the remote sensing, the very first thing is to select the satellite data which is based on these four parameters. These four parameters are spatial resolution, spectral resolution, radiometric resolution, and temporal resolution. So in my this image, my spatial resolution is the pixel size, that is 5 meter, and the spectral resolution is the number of band, that is 3. You can also have others information, means if you want to show change the band selection of your image, you can just right click on the image and go to the band selection option, and from here you can change the band. Red, you can define red band in another format, another number, green band number 2, and blue is defined as 1, and click on OK. As you click, you say that all the false color composition of your image is changed, and now all the features which are shown in different FCC are now in different color format. So the band selection in RGB is known as false color composition. The band value numbers which you select for the RGB combination is known as color combination. Either it is a true color combination or it is a false color combination. Generally, the optical data are in the 4 bands, that is the blue band, green band, red band, and NIR band, known as the visible region. In this visible region, band number 1 is known as the blue band number 2 is the green band number 3 red band, and band number 4 is NIR band. As our human eyes are only sensitive for the red, green and blue colors, NIR region is not visible, not sensitive for our human eyes. So we convert our imagery bands into the RGB, means we can convert NIR band into the red band into the green band, and green band into the blue band. That is known as false color composition, FCC. So here I am giving red band, NIR band, which is my band number 1, into the red band, which is the band number 2, is the associated as a green band, and our green band, which is band number 3, associated with the blue color, and it show me the FCC color composition of my image, where all the vegetations covers which is more sensitive in the NIR part is now visible in red color. All this cyan color is a settlement area. In a urban body or rural body, settlement is visible in cyan color. Water bodies are visible in light blue color. So this is used for visualization of imagery. Here you can distinguish various features by visualizing our imagery. This red colors define the crop area, vegetation cover. We can identify the vegetation cover with our settlement area. We can also here see the water bodies in different colors, also some road and other features are here. You can zoom it and see the features. So this is the very first information which we get from our image using visual interpretation. Some other visual interpretation tools are association, tone, texture, which are useful to identify the features. As we know that, we take the example of association. So the association tell us the features which are associated with the neighborhood. As we go for this river body, the next, this white color area is sand. As we know, the sands are associated with the river. So all these white color patches are sandy area. So by using this association, we can get the visual interpretation of features. Now, after visual interpretation, we have some tools to enhance our image. Means if we want to enhance the tone or text tone of our image, just we have provided various enhancement technique as linear enhancement, which is based on the linear regression model, some equalization, others are the square root enhancement technique, linear percentage wise. You can define the percentage, and based on these percentage value you can enhance your image. Some other enhancement techniques are standard deviation, gamma, Gaussian, logarithmic, and level slicing. Also we have image data tools. By clicking on this image data, you can see all the DN value associated with our image are here. This is column values and this is row, and you can, by scrolling, you can see all the DN values which are associated with your imagery. Every pixel have its own DN value, and if you want to know the what is the exact DN value, just go to the particular row and column and you can find out the DN value of that particular pixel. Also you can change the band. If you select band number 1, this value is associated with the band number 1, and go to the band number 2, the value is changed and the DN value associated with this particular pixel is 105, and band number 3, this is 85. So by using this image data tool, you can see and check all the DN value associated with your image. You can have another option to see the DN value of a particular pixel. Just right click on your image and go to the cursor location value. Just clicking on this, you have show a cursor location window and click on a particular feature. You see the RGB value of that particular location is shown here. This is the RGB DN values of that particular location XY. You just click on another feature and see, check RGB values of different features. So this is image information, where you can get the information of DN value of all the bands which are layer stacked in your image. You can also have some brightness and contrast tool, where you can enhance the brightness and contrast by just sliding it. You can enhance the brightness value, also the contrast value of your image. It will enhance the visual appearance of your image. Another feature is the histogram, where you can get all the histogram values of your image. This gives you all the histogram values in the range of 0 to 255. means it is a 8-bit data where the values 256 values are distributed from 0 to 255, and this is the histogram where you see the maximum range of red band, green band and red band. You can also get this image information by going to the image property. As you click on this image property tools, it show you the stats information, minimum value of the band number 1 and maximum value with mean value and standard deviation. You can also check the minimum, maximum, mean and standard deviation value of band number 2 and band number 3. Also you have scatter plot. You can click a particular object and just go to the particular axis and apply it. You see the scatter plot. You can change here the axis and skip factor. You can also change the color tone. So this is useful for scatter plot of your image. By using this scatter plot analysis, you can check the features which are associated, which are inherited in your image. Other scatter plot 3D, and next one is the numeric dump. This numeric dump gives you the all the RGB value in which you have opened the image. This particular points, as you click on a particular pixels, the RGB value, it shows you the RGB value and the location of your image, row value and column value. Another tool is that to display your image in a grayscale. You just click on this and you can see it in a grayscale level. Now click on this and apply. You can convert it again in FCC format. Other useful tools are query cursor, resampling method. You can resample your data in using various resampling method, nearest neighbor, bilinear interpolation, cubic convolution, BS spline, box, hermit, Hamming, sync, and various are here to resample your data from one resolution to the another resolution. When we use normalization, we use the resample method to resample the pixel value. Another is the pseudo color format. This is used for the PCT editing and it is useful for the classified image. When you use any classified image, you can edit PCT and change their color combination. There is a one inquiry box. This inquiry box is useful to go a particular location in your image, and using this inquiry box you can subset your data as per your requirement. If you have focused on a particular region of your image, you can just build an inquiry box on that particular region and subset your image using inquiry box. For this you have to go on the image processing and using this subset image. This subset image, click on the subset image. Just you click on this subset image, the input image which is open in your, or you can select it from your drive. You can select all the layers are individual layers, and go to this from inquire box. As you click on the from inquire box, all the parameters of your inquire box is now come into this spatial subset option, and just give the output name, output result as subset, and save. If you want to save any particular format, byte or 16-bit or float 32-bit, you can save it and click on OK. As you successfully completed, your subsetting is successfully completed now. Okay, you can now, do you want to add your output image? Yes. And if you change the band selection, then you can change it and click on OK. Now our image is subsetted as per our inquire box. So this is my full image and this is my subset image as per my inquire box. So this tool is helpful to subset my large data set into the small region for my interested region, and I can subset my image. We have the another options to subset my image using the polygon, vector polygon. If you have a vector polygon, if you have other your polygon boundaries, on the basis of these polygon boundaries you can select a particular polygon boundary, and on the basis of this you can subset your data as per your requirement. So the image have two options in this image processing module in IGS, that is image and image processing. The image module having the all the information related tools which can give you the all the information associated with your raster image. If you want to enhance it, then it's give you the enhancement tools. If you want to apply a filtering, then you have various filtering options from where you can filter your noise, you can sharp images, you can have the edge detection filtering. So using this filtering you can enhance your image, and then you can apply your further image processing. Okay, so now student, I think that's enough for today. If any query related with any previous module, you can free to ask.
Sir, what is DN value?
DN value is the digital number. When we get any satellite data in the remote sensing, all the information received by the satellite data is the reflectance data, reflectance light value, which is reflected from the earth materials, come to and interact with the satellite sensor. Satellite sensor can detect that reflectance light and converted it into analog format to digital format. The digital format is now known as the digital number, that is called the DN number.
Okay, sir.
So what is the work of pseudo-color?
Pseudo-color is useful for the classified image. When we classified our image in different classes like vegetation cover and water class and other classes, then we use this pseudo-color to edit the PCT. Means then we can apply different uh, uh, color scheme in our classified image. So I will tell you this pseudo color application when I applied a classification on the image.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
रेजोल्यूशन का क्या मतलब है?
Yeah.
रेजोल्यूशन
Hello.
हेलो सर, रेजोल्यूशन का क्या मतलब होता है?
No, your voice is not clear.
Manisha, she is asking about resolution.
Resolution.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
अच्छा. रेजोल्यूशन का मतलब है कि आप जैसे कैमरा यूज करते हैं, मोबाइल कैमरा यूज करते हैं, तो हम लोग बोलते हैं कि इसका रेजोल्यूशन इतने मेगापिक्सल का कैमरा है। ठीक, माय कैमरा, मोबाइल कैमरा इज दैट मेगापिक्सल। मींस इसका क्या मतलब है कि कितने नंबर ऑफ पिक्सल्स उस पर्टिकुलर इमेज में आ सकते हैं। और वो पिक्सल क्या है कि द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट विच कैन डिफाइन द साइज which you capture in your image, so that is called the resolution। आप किसी भी जैसे कोई भी साइज देते हैं, किसी भी डिजिटल जो हमारे पास इंस्ट्रूमेंट है, आइदर कैमरा हो, मोबाइल कैमरा हो या डिजिटल कैमरा हो या कोई भी कैमरा हो, तो उसका एक साइज होता है। उस साइज को डिफाइन करने के लिए रिजोल्यूशन वर्ड यूज किया जाता है, जो उसके एक्सटेंट को डिफाइन करता है, जिसमें से आप स्मॉलेस्ट चीज जो आप डिफाइन कर सकते हो, फाइंड आउट कर सकते हो, वो उसका रेजोल्यूशन कहलाता है। इसको पिक्सल साइज भी कहते हैं। सो
Okay, sir.
सैटेलाइट इमेजरी में 4 तरीके के रेजोल्यूशन होते हैं। जैसे मैंने बताया, स्पेशियल रेजोल्यूशन होता है, जो नाम से क्लियर है, स्पेशियल में है, मतलब स्पेस में, एक्स और वाई एक्सटेंट में है, वो स्पेशियल रेजोल्यूशन है। मींस आपके पिक्सल का साइज कितना है, 5 बाई 5 मीटर, 10 बाई 10 मीटर, 20 बाई 20 मीटर, 30 बाई 30 मीटर, और मोर देन दैट। सो दैट इज कॉल्ड स्पेशियल रेजोल्यूशन। जितने नंबर ऑफ बैंड्स की इमेज आपके पास होगी, रेड बैंड, ग्रीन बैंड, ब्लू बैंड, एनआईआर बैंड, तो वो उसका स्पेक्ट्रल रेजोल्यूशन कहलाएगा। अब अगर आप हाइपर स्पेक्ट्रल इमेज यूज कर रही हैं, तो वहां पर मोर देन 100 बैंड्स होते हैं, आपको 100 बैंड से ज्यादा में इंफॉर्मेशन मिलती है, तो उसका स्पेक्ट्रल रेजोल्यूशन 100 मीटर हो गया। सो अनदर रेजोल्यूशन इज द रेडियोमेट्रिक रेजोल्यूशन। रेडियोमेट्रिक रेजोल्यूशन का मतलब क्या है, इसको आप यहां से क्लियर समझ सकती हैं कि आपने ग्रे लेवल इमेज देख रही हैं, ये ग्रे लेवल इमेज है, ठीक। अब इसमें आप वेरियस कलर टोन देख रहे हैं ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट के। आप आइडेंटिफाइड कर पा रहे हैं कि सम फीचर्स आर मोर डार्क, some features are light, some are more light, and they are brighter. So these tone variation is called the gray level, or a particular image have their definite gray level, that is called the radiometric resolution. And last resolution is the temporal resolutions, means suppose I am getting, today is 21st August, I am getting a particular लखनऊ का, सपोज करिए लखनऊ के किसी पर्टिकुलर रीजन का सैटेलाइट डेटा मैं 21 अगस्त को ले रहा हूं, तो कितने नंबर के दिन के बाद मैं उसी जगह का सैटेलाइट डेटा दोबारा ले पाऊंगा। इट्स डिपेंड अपॉन द सैटेलाइट ट्रैजेक्टरी, जिससे वो मूव कर रहा है, अर्थ के चारों ओर रिवॉल्व कर रहा है, तो वो कितने दिन बाद मुझे उसी सेम डेट का, सेम जगह का, सेम प्लेस का डेटा देगा, वो उसका टेम्पोरल रेजोल्यूशन कहलाता है। ओके, नाउ इट्स क्लियर।
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, sir,
यस,
sir, what is NIR band?
NIR इज द नियर इंफ्रारेड। आपने कभी इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक स्पेक्ट्रम देखा है? इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक स्पेक्ट्रम,
Yes, sir.
हाँ, आप इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक स्पेक्ट्रम देखिए तो आपको पता चलेगा कि जैसे हम पढ़ते हैं कि विजुअल रेंज में विबग्योर होता है, वायलेट से लेकर रेड तक विबग्योर होता है, तो लेकिन ये सिर्फ विजिबल पार्ट है हमारे इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक स्पेक्ट्रम का। बाकी इसके अलावा कई सारे बैंड्स होते हैं, जिसमें आपका विबग्योर हो गया, एनआईआर बैंड हो गया, स्वर बैंड हो गया, जिसको हम मिडिल इंफ्रारेड कहते हैं, थर्मल हो गया, थर्मल इंफ्रारेड होता है, इसके आगे आपका होता है माइक्रोवेव रीजन होता है, और इसके आगे रेडियो, इधर की तरफ बढ़ेंगे तो यूवी होता है, अपने विजुअल रेंज से पहले यूवी होता है। तो ये सारे रेंज इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक स्पेक्ट्रम में आते हैं। तो जिन डिफरेंट स्पेक्ट्रम्स का यूज करके हम इमेज के फीचर्स को डिटेक्ट करते हैं।
Okay, sir.
Sir,
या
sir, I kindly request you, please, any one person, please you install software in any one person, then we can also collect to him information and also install in my laptop. So it can be, sir. Can
Means,
it possible?
sorry,
Sir,
I cannot understand what you are saying.
sir, I am today till today I don't I am unable to install the software in my laptop, and there are several other friends also cannot.
You have downloaded software?
Yes, yes, I have downloaded and multiple times I put the installation, but it is not successful.
आपने अनइंस्टॉल किया था इंस्टॉल करने से पहले? दोबारा
Yes,
इंस्टॉल
sir.
करने से पहले अनइंस्टॉल कर दिया था पूरी तरीके से?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो आपने गाइड नहीं चेक करी जो हम लोगों ने भेजी थी? बाद में उस गाइड में सब कुछ दिया हुआ है।
पूरी गाइड वाइड सब चेक कर सब कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद भी नहीं हो पा।
अच्छा, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। तो फिर हम आपका क्या आपके पे आप किसके थ्रू चला रहे हैं इंटरनेट?
सर अभी तो मोबाइल के थ्रू।
तो आप लैपटॉप में कनेक्ट करते हैं?
यस सर, हॉटस्पॉट के थ्रू।
हॉटस्पॉट के थ्रू ना? हाँ, तो अगर आपके पास अच्छी इंटरनेट फैसिलिटी हो तो फिर हम यहाँ से ट्राई कर सकते हैं।
जी बिल्कुल सर।
जी ठीक है, आप फिर मंडे को जो है कॉल करिएगा, मिस्टर कनिक से आप कांटेक्ट कर लीजिएगा और वो फिर आपको बता देंगे, फिर हम आपको हेल्प कर देंगे।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
या एनी अदर क्वेरी रिलेटेड विथ this topic?
Sir, I want to ask for the password of PostgreSQL 9.1 and PostGIS
पासवर्ड नहीं
91.
होता है, उसका कोई पासवर्ड नहीं होता है। वो पासवर्ड वो होता है जो आप डालोगे। आप अपना पासवर्ड जैसे अपने पीसी में देते हैं वैसे उसका
Okay, sir.
पासवर्ड आप खुद दीजिए।
Okay, sir.
या
Thank you, sir.
so I think everybody have understand what is GIS, what is remote sensing, and how it help to define how to a project, how can you use its application. I think
Yes,
every
sir.
person know GIS, and so we will meet you next on Monday 3 p.m. So it is your task to check all the modules of GIS and check it, and if you install IGIS software, there is a sample data folder where you can get the sample data, use that sample data and apply each and every operation or tool which you want to apply, and check either you are comfortable with this software or not. Okay?
Okay sir. Okay sir.
Is ma'am is not available here?
Yeah, I am there, Manish ji.
यस मैम। सो मैम जो हमने सॉफ्टवेयर दिया है उसमें इंस्टॉल करने पर एक फोल्डर आता है सैंपल डेटा का, वहां से वो स्टूडेंट्स ट्राई कर सकते हैं। उसमें वेक्टर डेटा एंड रास्टर डेटा बोथ हैं, तो उस पर वो अप्लाई कर सकते हैं जो भी टूल वो अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं। आइदर एनी एनालिसिस करना चाहते हैं, डिजिटाइज करना चाहते हैं किसी भी रास्टर डेटा को, तो डिजिटाइज कर सकते हैं, उसका यूज करें। क्योंकि सैटरडे एंड संडे इज ऑफ, तो ये 2 दिन उनके पास है, कंप्लीटली वो ट्राई कर सकते हैं, सीख सकते हैं।
Okay, Manish ji. So with this, we have come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much, Manish ji. I'm thankful to you from my bottom of my heart on behalf of the students of National PG College for such a patient training. Thank you so much, Manish ji, and dear students. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you
We
sir.
will meet you on Monday at 3 p.m.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Becca. Thank you so much.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.